morning I am going to make pancakes. The kids will have some for breakfast, and then I put the remainder in the freezer. I just put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer, and that way they can grab them whenever they want to. So what I like to do though to kind of, I don't know, add something to the pancakes is I just go ahead and scoop out my batter. I'll show you with these two what I do. I just have some of these mini chocolate chips. You've seen them in my grocery haul. And I just sprinkle a few of those on top of each of the pancakes. And then I just like to kind of push these down into the batter and cover them up. That way it's not just all on the bottom. I guess the other thing that you could do would be to just put a little bit of extra batter on the top, but this kind of seems to work out just fine. And then I'll just go ahead and do all of the rest of these and then show you how I store them.
What you're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for.
As I get these ready to store, I just wanted to show you a really easy, fast way to kind of guarantee that your pancakes aren't going to stick to each other in the freezer. So you just want to get a long-ish piece of wax paper, and then you are going to just cut that in half. And then stack it on top of each other, and then you're just going to cut sections that are about the same size as your pancakes will be. So you have just a bunch of little squares just like this. I just use the quart size freezer bags for these because of the size of them. If I make ones that are bigger, which I usually don't because I like to make the size that will fit in the toaster. That way when you take them out of the freezer, you can just put them straight into the toaster. So this is usually what I use. But all that I do is I just put one on the paper, and I put another paper down, and then one on top of that, and I just keep stacking them. I usually put about 4 or 5 to a bag, and then I just go ahead and stick those straight into the bag. Zip it up and you're ready to go. And then I just go ahead and lay them in my freezer flat until they freeze, and then I can stack them in here just like this, but I don't like to do that until they are fully frozen because otherwise then they kind of fall and crumple and all of that. So that is how I do that. And then the mix that I used today is just this Krusteaz gluten-free buttermilk pancake. And I know some of you are gonna ask me why I put applesauce in it. Since we are vegan, we don't do the egg, so 1/4 cup of applesauce equals 1 egg. So since I did the whole entire box, I went ahead and just put a whole entire packet of the squeeze applesauce, which equals about 2 eggs, and it works. So that is why I did that. But I just quick made this. You could obviously do it from scratch. Sometimes we do. To be honest with you, usually we don't. We like this brand, and then there is another brand that Target sells that is gluten-free pancakes, and I cannot remember what it is, but we kind of go back and forth between the two of these. So that is how we do our pancakes. So a lot of you have been asking me how I wipe things off when they come to our house, because we do Instacart, Target pickup, that kind of thing. I do 2 different ways, and I don't really have a rhyme or reason to either one, just kind of what makes more sense at the time. I will do a Clorox wipe A lot of times if it's Instacart, I'll just take kind of a roll out there and just wipe them off, hand them to the kids, and then they'll bring them inside. I had Sam pick up an order last night for me on his way home at Target, and so these things I am just going to wipe off with hot water and soap, just because a lot of them are like plastic bags like this because I need to fill Easter eggs today, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to lay these things on the floor, and then I'll just bring them up one at a time and wipe them off, and then I have to mop my floors today so I can get rid of any germs that are on the floor that way. But that way I'm not bringing things in and like setting it on my counter that may have who knows what on them, and then getting all of those germs over our counter where we spend tons of time. So that is how I'm doing it today.
Not used to this. I don't know how to act, don't know how to adapt to this situation. Not used to this, no I'm not. I better let myself give in to love, believe in us no matter what it does to my heart. Not used to this, no I'm not.
And this rag I will just go ahead and put straight into the load of laundry that is about to go with the towels. And then I'll just rinse this out with the hottest water that I can. And that's it. As for my trash cans, I am just going to go ahead and take these bags out into the garage. They were ready to go anyway, so that's why I put these bags in here. But I don't want to leave the Target bags there. That way when people go to throw things away, they run the risk of, touching the bag and then contaminating their self if there's anything on there. So I'm just going to get these out. If I wasn't ready to take out the trash, I would just put all of the bags inside of one bag and then take that group of bags out to the trash can. Now I am ready to fill my Easter eggs. So these right here are going into each of the kids' baskets. They're just the Peeps Pop, Rainbow Pop. So those I will leave out. And then these right here are also going into their baskets, but I am splitting them. So I don't feel like they both need a whole entire case of these. It comes with 12, so I'm just splitting it into 6 per child, and then I will put them in these little baggies. For the jelly beans and the milk chocolate eggs, the Cadbury eggs, I like to put those in bowls just so that they don't end up falling all over the floor or rolling all over the table. It just makes it a lot easier to be able to grab and not have to worry about things ending up all over.
Feels like time is going faster than it seems. We were just 2 kids who were trying to live the teenage dream. We could see no reason why we should ever try to go to sleep. Remember every weekend we stayed out late and then went home to me. I wish that I could live that dream again. 'Cause it was only you and me back then. We were never growing up, said we'd be young forever. You taught me how to love, and nothing could be better than you and me, baby.
So Chloe just informed me that she made a list of things to do if you get bored. 45 things. All right, you want to read them to me?
Yep.
Okay.
Read, learn German, learn Spanish, do calligraphy, nap, extra school, call people or FaceTime, bake or cook, organize, clean, play with slime, make a story, make a song, watch a movie, play the piano, make a video, do a workout, ride my bike, go on Amazon, draw, craft, take a walk, go on a run, go in the pool, organize dollhouse, play with dogs, organize bathrooms, write in a journal, do a kiwi crate, do a game, do a puzzle, pamper myself, jump rope, try whipped coffee, have a snack, play with slime, rollerblade, watercolor, make bracelets, study, make a routine, play tetherball, play basketball, make a list, or take a ride.
They're really, really good. I'm very creative. Those are awesome. I like them.
Just do coffee, and you do something, and then you whisk it, and it like fluffs it up.
Like decaffeinated coffee? Awesome.
That sounds good.
That we could probably do. All right, so which one are you going to do now? Take a nap?
Learn Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Let me get my notebook.
All right, well, while Chloe is learning Spanish, I am going to kind of pick up my mess here and get the stuff where it needs to be before Sunday. Since I have a little bit of extra time today, I wanted to walk around my house and do something that I try to do every once in a while, but I wanted to show you what that is. So I just take regular notebook paper and I section it out into two different sides. And this side is my cost side, and this side is my free side. So it looks just like this. Now I will walk through my house and I will go room by room. Then along the side, I'm going to write the room that I'm going to go into first. So for instance, the living room, and then I'm going to walk through and just write down everything that I want to do in that room and whether or not it's free or cost. So for instance, if I wanted to get new pillows, obviously that would go under cost. If I wanted to wipe down all of the baseboards, that would be free. If I wanted to clean the windows, depending on if I was doing it myself or paying someone, then I would put that in the appropriate section as well. So I am going to go through a couple rooms here really quick and just kind of show you the different things that I come up with. That way you guys can kind of start to get an idea of maybe how to get some things done in your house and just kind of see exactly what you can do for free right now. And then down the road, or even right now, what you can pay to have done or purchase. I'm not going to go through every room in my house today, probably just the ones here on the main floor, and then I'll finish up the rest on Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through, and then I will meet you back here and show you some of the different things that I found to put in each section. After going through each room, this is what I came up with. And my point was that you don't always have to spend money to do things to fix up a room or to get it to the place that you want it to be. So in my living room, I wanted to reset the timers, wash our gray pillows, and then the only thing that would cost me money is I would like to add some fabric to the drapes so that they would go all the way to the floor. And then in the kitchen, everything is free. There's nothing that I want to do in there, but I need to fix the curtain rod over the table, over that sliding door, clean the light bulbs above the table, clean the oven, clean the stove, go through my Tupperware drawer, and change the bulb over the table. One of them is out. So all of those things are free. In the laundry room, I want to clean out those cupboards, and then I really, really want Sam to try to build some kind of a hamper storage that would kind of go on the right side of my dryer. It would be built like all the way up. I've got to figure that out yet. He's really good at that stuff, so I don't know. We'll see what he has time for. Then in the hallway, I need to change out the calendars. I think we're still on like January and February, or February and March. Not that it really matters because we have nowhere to go, but it will make me feel better. Then in the dining room, I need to change up the buffet decor. I don't need to, but I want to. We have a lot of outlets in there that we cannot seem to figure out what they go to. Like we'll plug stuff in and they won't work. So we don't really understand what the previous owner used them for, so I want to figure that out. And then there's a couple marks in there from hoverboards that I need to touch up. And then I would like to make a centerpiece for the table at some point, and that will cost me money. And then in the office, I want to go through the closet in here, go through my storage boxes that I have on my shelves, find more space for my books, because some of them, like where I keep all of my books, I have more in there than what will fit. So some are kind of stacked on top of each other. And so I need to figure out a different situation for that. And then I want to reset the timer on my lamp in here because it's still from before daylight savings time. In the bathrooms here on the first floor, same thing, change out the timers on the lamps. In the entry, change out that timer. And then for the master bedroom, for Sam to purge his side of the closet, me to purge my side, and then both of us to purge our section of drawers in there. So out of all of those things that I want to do to just kind of make me feel like my house is rising up to meet me when I'm here, there's only 3 things on this huge list that would cost me money. So that's why I think this is just such a really good idea to just kind of walk through your house every once in a while. Put it into sections, see what you can do for free, see what might cost you money, and then you can plan accordingly for that. But then on those sheets that I showed you guys the other day, where I separate my jobs out into 5, 10 to 15, 30, 45, and then an hour plus, this is where I put those things. So I am able to knock a lot of things out in a pretty short amount of time because I know exactly what I want to get done and I can prioritize it. Like resetting the lamp timers, that would literally take me like 5 minutes and I could get all of these done. So then all of those things are off of my list. So just an idea for you guys if you are trying to get a lot of things kind of knocked out while you are quarantining. That way when we get out and about, we don't have those little things just kind of hovering over us and then we put it off and put it off again. Now is definitely the time to be getting some of this stuff done. So I got that done. The other thing that I wanted to show you, a lot of you have been asking me how I am keeping my kids' schoolwork separated while we are doing homeschool. So I wanted to show you that. This is actually the way that we keep everything organized when they are in school also. Teachers have a lot to have to go through and keep track of, and so I actually keep my kids' schoolwork a quarter at a time. We use these little accordion things to do that. I went ahead and swapped out the titles of the tabs just because we kind of wanted it as a countdown also for how much more time we had before school got out. So this, starts at week 1, and then from the time that we started till the time that we end is 8 weeks. So 8 weeks is over here, and we just finished out our 3rd week of homeschool. So what I do is anything that we have to print off here at the house and scan in and send to a teacher, I go ahead and just write in here on top, or the kids do. This is my handwriting for this one. But I go ahead and just write on there when it was submitted and the time. That way, this just makes it easier for me to keep track of things if ever they come to me, like what happened the other day with Bible, asking for different things that we needed to do. And so we have just got it set up like this. So obviously behind week 1 is all of Christian's papers and so forth. But then during the actual school year, when we are in school, we still use this, and we use it by the week system as well, but I separate it into semesters. So for one whole semester, we keep all of his papers in here. That way, if ever something comes up as missing, then we can go back and find that sure enough, it was graded, it was turned back to you, and here it is. And so I'm sorry, that was actually Chloe's. This is Christian's. And it just makes it really nice to be able to go back and reference and find things, and you don't feel like you have paperwork lying all over the house and things are getting lost, and then you're getting, stressed out and anxious, and then more than likely angry at them. It just kind of keeps a lot of peace, and I just keep these binders here literally all year round. We have done this system for, pretty much the whole time that my kids have been in regular school. And it just makes it really, really easy and just eliminates a lot of the chaos with paperwork because Lord knows there is a ton. So just a suggestion for those of you who have messaged me and asked if I have a good system for keeping things under control during this time and keeping things off of your table. And so this is what we're doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. We didn't do a lot of exciting things today. It was just kind of a low-key day. The kids had all of their school done yesterday, so today they didn't have any, which was amazing. But I hope that you have a fantastic weekend with your family. And just remember, this is a special weekend, and no matter COVID or not, as horrible as it is, just take a little bit of time to focus on what this weekend truly means, and what went into this weekend, and who the ultimate giver was of his life to sacrifice it for little old us. It's pretty amazing if you really think about it. Be creative in how you are going to interact with your family this weekend, whether it's on a FaceTime call, a Zoom call, if you're gonna do Easter dinner or lunch with your family through Zoom or FaceTime. Just try to think of different ways to incorporate family into this weekend in a way that maybe you've never had to do before. But just think outside of the box and try to find a new normal. Until next time, friends, I just encourage you to create a life that you love to live. Guard your time wisely and sprinkle confetti wherever you go. I will see you in my next video.